Well, good morning. I'm here at Castle Mountain. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of light. Well, I think I have found my location. I can see the light is coming and kind of already start seeing a little bit of light hitting these peaks. So I'm going to get set up right away. Okay, so moving my tripod around, this is what I think I have. I can see already that the sun is rising behind me, which means hopefully soon I should be able to get some of those interesting colors on the top of this mountain. So light is, to me, the most important element when taking a photo. And it makes a lot of sense. What you have in your camera is a light sensor. Your camera sensor senses light. It fills up with light. And it's important to be able to get good light when you are taking the photo that you want, because it will make your scene illuminated. It'll make your scene magical. And finding good light is sometimes difficult to do. What I want to create is something that follows more or less this grid pattern that I've shown on the back of the camera here, where I've got diagonal line coming from the left, coming from the right, pointing into the center where there won't be anything, but there will be the bottom of this mountain just beyond that. And so as that lights up, the mountain will become very dominant in the frame. It's not particularly large right now, but it'll look so dominant because of how much light is on it, how bright it is. And so all I've got to do now is just sit here, enjoy my coffee, wait for the light, and be mindful of what's going on with the light, be mindful of what's going on with the sun. My watch tells me that my sunrise will be here in 7 minutes, like a Uber Eats or a DoorDash, rushing to your home to light up your scene for you. All right, well, I may as well start taking some test shots, getting my focus points set up, knowing exactly what I want to do when I am ready to shoot. I'm going to actually focus on this rock right here. And then I'm also going to want this peak right here. Actually, I quite like both of those photos, but to me, they are just missing one of the items, which is light. Even though my feet are somewhat blocks of ice right now, I'm going to stay until I get light. I'm not leaving until I get some beautiful light. Okay, in theory, as long as I keep recording, my phone will be hot enough that it'll stay shooting. Would you look at this? That is nice. It's not wonderful red, but it is this beautiful yellow, and it's really lighting up all of the mist, the fog that's above this mountain. I'm so lucky to be here right now. This is amazing. Take a look at the scene that I had earlier with no light. This is these are my shots from earlier. And they're interesting, they're compelling, but wow, they don't look like that. So now I've got a whole new scene because I've got this frozen pond in front of me, and I've got this river that fed it, and it shows just how cold everything is. But then Castle Mountain in the background, lit up, absolutely beautiful. So I can see now behind me, actually, the sun, I don't know if it's entirely direct, is through a cloud, but I think I'm going to lose the light soon. If not, I'm definitely going to lose my toes soon because they are absolutely freezing. So it's nearly time for me to go. The lesson I learned early on when I was a photographer was a lot about composition, and I learned how to find a location, and I learned how to put my camera where I wanted it to go. But it took me longer than I expected to know how to capture light, how to find the light. I used to go out in sunrises and always just shoot directly into them. Now that I've gotten a little bit, more experience, what I have found is that what I really want is light reflecting off of things. And so I want my light, the sun, to light up the things that are in my frame.
So why is light important to a landscape photo? No matter where you begin looking at an image, your eye will always be drawn to the brightest part of the scene, and so light makes your subject obvious, and a well-lit subject will stand out amongst the other elements of your photo. Light gives your photo more color contrast. In a scene like the one I took, I've got a full range of blue to yellow, all in one frame. And light brings mood, atmosphere, and drama to your scene. And that drama may be light rays poking through clouds, bad weather, or the warm orange-red glow of a sunrise or a sunset. Whatever it is, it can make the viewer of your photo feel like they were standing right next to you when you took it.
All right, well, I'm at Castle Mountain again. I think this gate is exactly how I left it, which likely means that no one's been here since I left this morning. Castle Mountain looking rather interesting. This is some kind of haze. It was snowing earlier. Far end of the mountain there looks really quite beautiful. It's obviously being lit up, but there's also, there's kind of this ethereal look to it. Right now, I really like how blue everything is, even though it's quite foggy in this direction, and I can't see where the sun is coming from. It's got to be in this direction here. Ah, I remember this spot. Actually, it's looking a little different. It's like the hoarfrost kind of melted a little bit, and definitely that little bit of frozen area was melted. This is just a beautiful location. All right, so here I am again, back in this same location, same elements, entirely different composition, and I would call this no light. And while this is an interesting image, and I don't think that I dislike this because of the clouds that are atop this mountain, it really doesn't look at all like that. It's a nice photo. I don't dislike it. It's just not spectacular. It has all but one piece, light.
Comparing these images, the left one just has so much more to offer. See as the reflection draws your eye up until you finally sort of fix your gaze on these peaks or the lower peaks of this image. And anytime your eye strays away, you're drawn back by the bright colors of this main subject in the middle. In contrast, this one on the right is flat and it just doesn't have any obvious subject. The mountain on this one doesn't jump out of the photo to you. And I find myself looking up and down, left and right, and really not finding where the main subject is, not finding anywhere for my gaze to settle, making this photo very confusing in the end. And it may as well be a grayscale because it doesn't have an obvious light subject to look towards. In fact, as I'm looking at it, I'm finding that the thing that's drawing my eye the most is this photo on the left because it has so much in the way of color and light to offer.
I hope that you learned something today. I hope that you will always go out and take the photo, regardless of what the conditions are, but that you'll find times, sunrises, sunsets, other times with interesting weather where the light is going to be really interesting. Prioritize those and your photos will be magnificent. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.